Here we go. We up. We live. All right. Oh, all right. Let me get into this. So first up, go to my watch list. Look at silver. What I tell y'all, silver's gonna do, man. I told y'all the other day, if y'all was in, keep selling silver, coming all the way down to 61. As y'all can see, we at 61 already. So silver definitely made the move that we was looking for. So silver gonna continue. Like I said, it should go all the way down here to 57. I want to see silver get all the way down to 57. So I'm gonna be locked in on silver catching this play all the way down to 57. Now, as you can tell, silver is gone ahead doing what it needs to do, falling off the bone, about to take out the lowest low. Now we just need, I'm staying your boy over here to catch up. So over here on gold, let me see where we at with it. Let me see. I can just check right here. Over here on gold, what I wanted to see is I wanted to see price come back below the pressure line, and we got that right now. We also got a red dot, so those are two good signs right there. So we got the sellers locked in right here. We also have seller momentum coming in. You can see short started 2 bars ago. Smart money is around 45. That's a great area for us to have a strong leg down. So I do like that as well. And then if I come over here and I was to check my Heiken Nashis, I can tell right here on the Heiken Nashi that we got white again. All right. So that's another great sign to let me know that gold should be on its way. And we should be taking out this low next, the same way we did on the other pair. So that is great right there for gold. So this is the play that I gave out. I told y'all that was the entry last night. I figured it wasn't going to go not that much higher. As you can tell, this was the previous low right here. Now this low was holding on a 4-hour chart. They pushed up, but once we had this candle right here closed below this low, that is the first sign of a continuation. So I already knew that we were selling from this point, and we still targeting that 39 3906. But you always got to be safe. So to be safe, what I got is a TP right here at 3920. So I will be TPing on my positions at 3920 because we can have a hard rejection down here in this area. And I don't want to get caught with swinging from way up here, coming down here, hitting this level, and then pulling all the way back, right? I want to make my bag. So right now, that's the play that I got set up on gold. So if you're not in, this is actually a perfect time for you still to get in. Like I said, the 15-minute right here is just now crossing back below the pressure line. So the sell pressure is just now about to start coming back in. So that's a great play for anybody that's not in. And like I said, this is the plays that I'm taking. So whenever I'm on these lives, I'm just kind of discussing the plays that I'm in, telling you exactly why I'm doing it and what I'm looking for and how I'm playing it out. So we had a retest here of this little break. That was this. That's the bounce. That's the retest. This is the continuation. As you can see right here on action zones, we never really touched this level right here. So even if we came down here and touched this level and pulled back to here, I would not be surprised because bouncing from here and coming back here is possibly a thing because we never really hit the level right there a few weeks ago. But now I want to see it get down here. I want to see it get inside of this zone. So I want a strong selling candle here, another strong selling candle, push through that level, close inside of here, and then another strong couple candles pushing all the way down here. Now, will we get down there today? Honestly, I don't know, right? Because that right there would be a big move for gold as far as the day goes, because we started off the day here, and if I pull this all the way down, that's a $270 fall. Yeah, I'm not seeing that, right? But I do see it's probably coming right here, so around 75 or probably even lower. Let me check out silver because I kind of look at silver and gold because they kind of make the same the same type of move with the same kind of volume. Like I told y'all last week, the trend right here is down. Do not buy silver. Just keep selling it. So right now, silver came in and it's about to swipe this low. All right, it's about to swipe that previous all-time low. I'm not all-time low, but the most recent low. So since that's about to swipe that, I'm pretty sure gold is about to follow. So I wouldn't be surprised if gold got all the way down here to the low. Whether we swipe it today or not, I don't know. But I'm in. All right. So I'm already in right here and I'm taking it down. And like I said, my target point is going to be 39.20. So I'm just giving y'all that in advance. Now hopping over here towards the indices. All right. So on the indices, I don't know what this was. Delete that. They pulling back. They've been killing everybody with the news. So that's why me personally, I cut the news off. It's just like if you kind of follow the news, they gonna manipulate the stocks. So then your fear is gonna grow also because you're gonna get lost on the charts. So I just decided, right now we just not gonna pay attention to the news. We're gonna pay attention to the chart, look at the chart, see what the chart says, and then we're gonna go from there. Now, if I'm looking at this here, we had our structure point here. We broke back below. Now that we broke back below on US 500, we could definitely come back to this area down here. And then from this area down here, I will look for the buy to continue. So let me go ahead and just throw an alert there because this would more likely be the area that I lock in on and want to find a buying situation from. So I'll be locking in on this to see if we get down here, give me a reversal in this area. Once I get a reversal in this area, then I'll start targeting the high up there. Switching over to NAS. All right, NAS. NAS hit the original TP. So the original TP a few weeks ago, a few days ago on the live was right here at 30,000 650. And we told y'all that yeah, it could bounce from here and go in the opposite direction. Now, as you can see, we hit that level and now we are having that pullback. So now this pullback that you see right now, I'll definitely target in this area right here. But I'm not taking any counters. It's a buying trend, so I would probably just sit out on this. I would just let it pull back. But my point of interest, if you are a counter trend trader, it will be 28,580. All right, so 28,580 is the next level that it should return to, and then from there, I would want to see it come down here to 27,429. So we have a little reversal right here. This is now a new little order block. We have the breakout. So we could retest this area still and then continue. But if I go to the lower time frame, I can also see we already had the retest. No, we did not. So we did not have a retest there yet, but the sellers got control. Now, one thing I would tell you to pay attention to right here is your smart money. Our smart money says that it's at 0. So it's at the point where it's almost oversold. So NAS could be done for today. It could come down here and just hit this area and then like play around just to waste some time just so they can get out of the oversold and then they'll continue dropping. But if I'm looking at it, I'm definitely taking that. So now if I switch back over here and come over to the daily so I can see my daily levels, on the daily levels, yeah, the daily levels is showing me sell. So I would definitely just let it come down here and retest this area right here. So we already had the breakout. We came to this level, pushing again. Now I would want to see it come down here to 29.96. I mean, what's that? Is that 29? Yeah, 29.096 or 28.808, right? So these would be the two target points, just looking at the action zones. So you don't have support until you come all the way down here. So it can just break through these levels here, honestly. But in the support zone, if you are looking to buy, this is the area that I would look to buy in. But I would just allow the market to set up, give me my reversal down here. Once I get the reversal in this area, then I'm buying because I'm still knowing that NAS is going to 33,000 016. All right. So that's the play on that. Now, US 30 still has not made that play and that pullback that I wanted to see yet, right? Because I need US 30 to come down here and fill this gap. So US 30 still need to come down here. So I'm not interested in doing anything on US 30, me personally, until we decide to fill this gap or retest this level here. So once we get back down here and there's buy support down here, then maybe I'll look for the buy on US 30. But as of right now, I can tell that Uncle Donnie and them is just going to keep doing what they're doing, keep flipping the charts, keep changing it, keep just dropping news and saying this and then saying that, saying things are positive, saying things are negative, and then they're going to keep going back and forth and pushing the market up and down because that's basically what they always do, right? Um, Anytime, my boy. All right. But that's what they always do. Now, another thing is I done said this a million times before. This is the reason why they changed the no pattern day trading rule. So the people with the larger accounts can do the same thing that the people with the little accounts can do, but this time they can actually fluctuate the market. So I'm never going to be surprised when I keep seeing us come into days and we keep having hard pushes and then pullbacks and pushes and pullbacks. Just understand that's going to be the new game. The new game is going to be watch out because you're going to have a hard pullback because no position is going to be safe because they're going to keep liquidity grabbing and they're going to keep doing stuff like this where they like spiking in one direction, turn around, dump it, right? So just understand that's going to be like the new form of trading. You got to just get accustomed to it and you're going to have to learn how to follow your levels. So right now you got the tool, anybody with the software, you got the tool to figure out exactly where your levels are. You're going to see reactions in these zones. So for instance, gold, I had my boy Serge right there. He hit me up. He was asking about gold, and I was saying, look, we came right here to the buy zone. Buy zone, price hit the buy zone. As soon as it hit the buy zone, what did it do? Rejected did the retest. I'm not surprised. Why? This is the area of buying interest. So once we hit this area, we should reject. Same thing once we hit this area, right? So if we get down to 40,050, I'm pretty sure it's going to hit this and bounce and more likely come back to this level, right? So just understand that that's what it's going to be doing. But this tool is made for you to be able to see those levels in advance before the market even sets up and do anything crazy. Now, what I'm going to be looking for is I'm gonna be looking for the market to just continue. So the best thing you're gonna be able to do now in the new way that we've been trading is just follow your trend. So right here, as you can see, the trend started selling back here at this area. Just follow the sell, right? If it goes into a buy, then you look for a buy. If it doesn't go into a buy, just wait and continue selling. Just look for selling opportunities and continue selling. Now, if I go back here, if it goes into a buy right here, yes, in this area here, I would tell you to buy. Me personally, I don't mind taking the L. I do not have to be right every trade. And that's what a lot of new traders got to understand. You do not have to be right. The goal is not being right. The goal is being disciplined, making profit, and protecting the capital that you have in your trading account. If you don't do that, then guess what? You're never going to be successful at trading. So those are the things that you need to focus on. Now, being disciplined just comes with following the trend. If the market says it's buying, it's buying. If it says it's selling, it's selling. And that's the way I trade. I follow going in the direction that they say the market is going. If they do this, I don't care. I will change if they go buy, sell. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to be right. I'm trying to follow the lead, right? Because when you follow the lead, you make more capital. Now, the discipline part is sometimes they will do this. You have to understand they will do the buy sell situation. But just because you take a loss, don't mean you have to take a major loss. That's why I always preach to come in light. Stop coming in trying to full port your account and make $1 billion off one position. You don't have to do that. You can literally scale a small account and grow it. And that's the purpose of this DoorDash challenge that I'm doing. So I'm doing this DoorDash challenge that I got going on my Instagram and my YouTube to show y'all that you do not have to full port to make profit. So since DoorDash shut me down, while I'm speaking of that, since they shut me down, guess what? I had to accelerate the process of what I wanted to do. I'm going to start my account now with 180. I already did that. So if I leave this chart real fast, I'm gonna come on here, pull me up. I'm gonna go to this, go to my MT4 to show you that I'm in the actual MT4. I'm gonna go to the trades. I got the trades all pending and loading. If I zoom in a little bit, you can see that it's actually running, right? And then I'm gonna just click that and show you that is actually live. If it will fucking zoom in. Right there. It's actually live, right? So I'm showing you that you don't need a lot of capital. What you need is the skills, you need the technique, and you need to know which way the market is going, right? And the way you win is by following the market and following where the big money is going. So even with $180, you still have the opportunity to make money in the market. And I'm not talking about small money. I'm talking about big money. I'm talking about you can flip a couple $100 to a couple thousand. And then once you flip it to a couple thousand, take that couple thousand and turn it to a couple of tens, then tens to 20s, 20s to hundreds, right? It's just a process. But the problem is what a lot of new traders, what they want to do is they want to come in, they want to make $1 million today, they want to be done tomorrow. But they don't even know how to trade. So they just blow their account. And then they say the market is a scam. They say trading sucks. And I just say, all right, nobody cares. You don't know what you're doing. But if you learn to do this, I promise you, it is definitely a profitable thing. It is something that you really can use to make capital and sustain and live a life with. All right. Now, with that being said, back to gold. So gold did break structure here. So I'm just breaking this down because in the situation that I'm putting myself in, like I said, if I'm starting from zero and I have no capital, this is the situation and this is what I'm looking for, right? So I want to be able to look at my chart and catch a trend. So right here, I see at the bottom, the sellers have control. That's what I want to see because I'm selling the market, right? Then I want to see that my trend is intact. My trend is intact. So I can see that a sale is what I really need to be doing. So I got a seller's trend. I have sellers having control. Perfect. Now I needed this break of structure right here because if I go back to the beginning of the week right here, what else is this talking about? Save invalid symbol. What are you talking about? Leave. All right. Replay again. Try this. Start new. If I go back to Sunday here, what? Try picking another stock to announce. All right. I don't know what that's about. Let me see something. CUUSD. All right. Let's just switch over to his trash Awanda. All right. See if this works. I don't get why. I don't get why. They're not letting me do a replay. Friday. All right, that's not working at all. All right, so what we're gonna do is, see, they be trying to hold me back. They can't hold me back from giving y'all the game. I'm gonna teach y'all the game, bro. I'm gonna teach y'all that it don't take a lot. Hold on. I got this. That. All right, let me just not use that. Let me. Cause I know I'm logged in over here. Trading view. There we go. All right, products, super chart. All right, wham, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. All right, now let's remove this and let me add my other screen up there because I just think the application is not working. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the online version. All right, back to business. Now, if I replay this, try it again. All right, there we go. Yeah. So the application, as y'all can see, is not working on the TradingView download. But if I replay this, the week started here on Friday. On Friday, we had this low. So we had two situations when you come into the market. And these are the two situations that I look for. So let me just delete that. These two situations, I realized, one, I'm sitting at a buy zone, right? So in my community, I was telling them, hey, everybody be aware of a pullback because we are sitting at the top of a buy zone, right? The week is just now starting and we're sitting at the top of the buy zone. If I see this in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, we're pulling back to this area or we're pulling back to this area. That's the only thing that can happen because it's already sitting where the buyers are sitting at. Now, if I want to take a sale, what I need to see happen is I need to see candle closure below the low that's the closest to me, which would be there because everything above this level is buying. So until we close back below this level, I can't target this level, right? So I can't come target this level here if this level don't get broken. So I had everybody waiting. I told everybody we're going to sit back and we'll wait and we're going to wait for a pullback. Now, when it pulls back, we're either getting in up here at the full retest or I'm getting in when it breaks this low. That's just it. So those are the two trades that I posted online. All right. Now it did the pullback. Now I didn't have my trading account set up for my DoorDash challenge, so I couldn't take this position. Now on my other main account, I was actually in this position, but I had another thing going on. And I said, if this next candle, which was the one that came next, did not break this low, a support would then be created. So I will exit my position, right? So that candle did not break the low. So I ended up exiting my position and collecting profit on my main account. So now I still couldn't get in on my DoorDash account, right? So now I wanted to see this low get broken. You know what happened? Tuesday, price pushed down. Boom. Last night, we broke the low. Now that we broke the low, I put my entry right here. Why? Because we broke the low. That means buyers are now back into the market. I mean, sellers are back into the market. We now have control. These buyers just all got stopped out. They all thought that the market was buying and it was not. So guess what? They stopped them out. Now that they stopped them out, what does that mean? Continuation. Why? Because the trend is selling. So just keep selling it. Follow the trend. I mean, as lame and as corny as it sounds, the trend is your friend. The trend is your goddamn friend. Promise you. The trend is what's going to make your trading a lot easier. All right. If you learn to just follow the trend and follow the way the market is going, it will make trading a lot easier for you. Now, if I come on here, I can see, we got the breakout. I already have positions here. So now if I pull this back up, right, come back over here on this screen, I'll pull this back up and I put my trades, you can see I'm now $2 in profit, right, on this account. There we go. Whatever. $2 in profit, right? So now it don't seem like a lot right now. No, it does not. It's like, all right, oh my God, bro, you up $2. Yeah, that's $2 on $183 account, right? That's fine. I don't care. Eventually, I know once we start to really break on this move, because I know I have a great entry, I will be up $100. And then I stacked in my positions as we go down because I know where the target point is. That is the next important step in trading. You have to have an idea of where the market is going, or you need to find something or a tool or something that will give you target points, right? If I didn't have this tool here, I wouldn't have this target point down here. And you need the target point. The target point is more important than anything else. Why? Because you need to know where to exit the trade. See, that's why a lot of traders get into trades, they hit levels and they pull back on them and they like, shit, I don't know what happened, right? The market turned around and stopped them out and they don't know why they got stopped out. They got stopped out because they didn't understand that they was at a support or they was at a resistance. And that was the target point for the big buyers to get out of their trades and push the market back to get everybody that was still trying to swing for the home run, right? So I'm not looking for a super home run. I'm just looking to make the profit and make the bag as it goes down, hit my target point, and then I'm out, right? So once you learn how to do that, that will make trading a lot easier. So like I said, I identified this here, the break. I had two options. I could either wait for a pullback, which would have been up here into the sell zone. So I initially started off the week saying, hey, when gold come back to the sell zone, guess what? We're getting in. Why? Because the trend is down. If it's in the sell zone, I want to sell. And I'm going to sell from here. And then I was just going to target here. But guess what? It didn't come back up there. So the next opportunity is if it breaks this level of structure. Why? Because that's what's holding it up. All right. So now I didn't get two. I mean, I didn't get one, but I did get number two. But now that I'm in here, now I just have to be disciplined and hold. Now, another thing that they don't explain to you guys is how the market really works. So certain trades and certain pairs, like you get paid to hold it. And gold is one of those pairs. When you are selling gold, you get paid commission to hold your trades overnight. They don't charge you. And you actually make more money the longer you hold it. And it covers that commission swap. I mean, that commission that you pay for it, right? So your swap charge is not negative. It's a positive swap. So that means for every day that you hold, they pay you more money for holding and taking a chance on being correct. Then they pay you again, they pay you again, and they pay you again. Now, when you catch these type of trades, understand that you can make money when you have a positive swap. So NASDAQ, guess what? Also pays you a positive swap for selling, because any pair that isn't designed to go up, I mean, that isn't designed to go down, will pay you positive swap. If it's designed to go up, they're going to charge you negative swap on the buys. So yeah, so when you're buying the market, for instance, on NAS, right here, we have a buy trend, right? If we have this buy trend and we get into the buy here, For every day that we're holding, they're going to charge us. Why? Because the market is buying and they want to get back some of that profit. So that's why they charge you to swap so they can get back some of that profit. But when you catch these right here, and you see it selling and then you selling NAS and you on this sell trend right here, they're going to pay you to hold that sell on NAS because they like, it ain't even supposed to be selling. So why do you think it's selling? But we're going to incentivize you to stay in. So we're going to keep giving you a little more so that you can keep holding, hoping that you don't know that this is the support level. And then that move is going to happen right there. And they're going to turn it around. And then they're going to come back and take everything back that you earned from back here. Right? That's basically how trading works. So in our situation over here on gold, everything looks nice. I like it. I'm okay with what's going on. I don't mind it pushing down, pushing up, doing whatever it's doing right now. It can do that. It can still come back and retest this level because we still haven't retest 35, right? It can come back, boom, retest this breakout here, and then continue. That's what I would want to see, right? I would prefer them to come back and hit the 135 and get it out of the way since we haven't did the retest yet, and then get back on the sell and then start pushing down. So I can just understand that, all right, bet we did our retest. We don't need to retest for Wednesday or Thursday, and we can just keep pushing down. And then hopefully we get down here by Friday, right? Because we get down here by Friday, that's good. It's perfect. You know what I'm saying? So that's just some information that a lot of traders don't even understand about trading. So I'll be trying to get y'all the game so that y'all can really understand and y'all can really make a bag and y'all can stop blowing y'all accounts. Because if you really think about it, a lot of people have been trading for a lot of years. And if you would have just started off with a small account and been disciplined and controlled your leverage and controlled your trading, I guarantee you will have a large account today with all the time that you've been in the market. But what happens is a lot of y'all feel like y'all gonna get left behind, right? So y'all over lot on y'all accounts and then y'all blow y'all accounts and then y'all get mad that y'all blew y'all accounts instead of just slow grinding it and building it till you couldn't blow it. Like, I don't even understand why people do it too, because in trading, your account multiplies, your profits also multiply. It's not like a job. When you go to a job, you can work at your job for 6, 7 years, and guess what? They won't adjust your pay, right? They're gonna pay you $10 an hour, $15 an hour, $20 an hour. That's all you're gonna get. For 10 years, you're gonna be making that same $20 an hour, working at the same job, doing the same thing with no increase. In trading, if you come in light and you only doing a 0.01 a day, I have $180. I can't do more than a 0.02 technically, right? Because a 0.02, I do 0.01 per 100. That's how I trade. 0.01 per 100, 0.02 is cutting it close because I started off with 180, right? So if I do a 0.01 per 100, as I start to gain more and more profit, I can start doing more and more leverage. It's that simple. So it's like, oh, I'm at 100, I'm doing 0.01. Once I get to 1,000, I'm doing 0.10. Once I get to 10,000, I'm doing a whole lot. By the time that you're doing a lot, I promise you, your profits is going to be 6,000 to 7,000 a day. Like, it's going to be guaranteed 1,000 a day, like even over 1,000, right? And you can get to there even once you start doing a 0.10. Once you get to 1,000, you can simply start making 1,000 a day, just doing a 0.10, having a correct entry, and then just taking very disciplined trades. You don't have to put a 0.50 on $1,000 account just so you can try to make 5,000. No, just do a 0.10. And then guess what? Get you 2,000. When you get 2,000, do a 0.20. Then guess what? When you get to 4,000, because you're going to get double, you're not going to get the same amount, because when the 0.01 moves $100, that's going to be 1,000. When a 0.20 moves $100, that's going to be 2,000. So now you're going to have 4,000. Now you can do the 0.4. Now that same $100 move is going to be 4,000. So if you don't really get what I'm saying, I'm going to just put it in the terms for you, right? If I came on here and I put this at 200 right here, if I put this at 200, so it's a visual so you can see what's going on. I'll put this at 200 and then I put this down here to 100 right there, my take profit, right? this same trade, as my wattage increase, will multiply my profits, right? So if I do, let me hide the indicators. Indicators. If I do a 0.01, this is going to get me $100, right? That's going to net me $100, a 0.01, this trade right here. If I do a 0.02, the same trade is now going to net me $200. All right. The same trade, nothing changes but the leverage. So once I get all the way down to doing a 0.10, right? Because right now I'm only doing a 0.01, but I'm stacking them in. Why? Because I understand where the market is going and I understand how the pullbacks happen. That's the open right there. So now we should start getting some volume. If I do a 0.10, this same $100 move on gold. So this same section right here to make this $100 move happen, I am now going to make $1,000, right? So if I have $1,000 account and I catch this 0.10 move for $100, I now have a $2,000 account. Now that I have a $2,000 account following the leverage that I'm telling you, right? You would do a 0.20 right here. So guess what? Your 0.20 is now going to net you $2,000 in profit. All right. Right there. You're going to get $2,000 in profit for the same exact move. So just imagine as you compound. But the thing that most people are not realizing is how the profit is changing every time your account goes up. So technically from here, my account will be 100, right? Then once I make the 100, my account will now be at 200. But now when I'm at 200 and I make 200, I'm going to be at 400. So same thing down here. When my account's at 1,000 and then I make 1,000, I'm going to be at 2,000. Then once I make the 2,000, I change and I start using a 0.20 to catch this same move. I'm now going to be at 4,000. So that means this next trade can now be taken at a 0.440, right? So I'm going to make 4,000 off the 2,000 account. So now when I'm sitting at 4,000 and then I do this, guess what? I'm going to make 4,000. That's going to push me up to, guess what? A 0.80. So you go right here from 4K, 4,000, plug that in, 8,000. That's the news, letting us know that everything is still grooving. All right. Put my point right there. Right. Now we at 8,000. Now you see how simple it is. Right. Because guess what? If I make another 8, that's all you got to do. Because you're multiplying your profits. Hold on, we have a little pullback. Right? Because you're multiplying your profits. So I need y'all to understand that. Like I said, I want to see it do a retest right above here. So New York can go ahead and just wipe these guys out and then do the continuation. So now, like I said, so we're going from 1,000. So right here we got 1,000. So 1,000 is here. Boom. $100 move. Now we're sitting at 2,000. 2,000 is here, 0.20. Same $100 move. Now we're sitting at 4,000. 4,000 is here. The same $100 move. Now we're sitting at 8,000. 8,000 here, a 0.80. All right, let me put my equal there. A 0.80. Now guess what? Where are we sitting at? We're sitting at 16,000. Easy, right? And it's just catching the same move. And this is why you don't have to rush the process, because there's literally 1, 2, 3, 4 trades. 4 trades, you can make 16,000. And I'm not making it up. And if I do this and I delete all 71, oh, it's all those dots. All right. If I delete all these drawings, right, and I bring this back, no, leave that off for a second. And I bring this on and I come to my daily, look how it's possible to do this, right? We're going to just use this little push right here. Wait, let me turn this back on real fast so I can see where we started. So we had the cross right here, right? We had the cross back here. We waited on this pullback last week. Last week we had this pullback. This was our entry right here, right? So if we found a retest level here, because this is where we said we should have sold at last week. So y'all should still be in from here because this was the original entry. Now we look at these 4 days right here. We look at these days right here, right? If I put the first drawing, let me lock this real fast. There we go. This first drawing, ain't gonna let me do it from there. I gotta do it from this. The first draw on the retest was there. We only wanted 100. We got out right there. Boom. So that day, you would have easily made your 2,000, right? Now from here, I can't use that pencil thing. Now from here, you would have seen break of the pressure line. Guess what? There's a possible retest. You could have re-entered here at the retest, right? Now you enter there at the retest of that line here. Now you got a 0.20. Guess what? That day you make your $100 again. All right, that's trade number 2. Now here, the same thing. We're looking for a continuation. Continuation. This day right here is day 3. That's not your $100. It's almost. It was 84. So even if you got out there, you still would have been closer to the number that you wanted, right? Then this day here, this was Monday. I literally told the group where we were sitting at, why we should get out. So if I put this back on, I put this on a weekly. I look at my weekly levels. I told y'all we were sitting at the support, wherever we was at. I think it was on a 4-hour. Yeah, right here. This was Sunday right here. So we were sitting at the buy zone at the support. So we knew it was a pullback. So we should wait to get into the trade. And if you waited to get into the trade and say you got in today, at the open right here, because I always show y'all how to get in at the open, you almost be at your last day of trading, right? So you would literally just be, oh, they hating on my stream. My stream started freezing. So you would literally just be like a day away from hitting the number that you wanted to hit, right? Like this little week right here, that's your 16,000. And that's just being disciplined. That's not forcing it. See what I'm saying? Like that's just following structure, following the trend, taking the trade, being on the same side, being disciplined, holding, not forcing anything. That's it. And like tomorrow, I'm telling you, tomorrow this will continue selling. Like this will continue selling. Now, if I'm looking at it, say the market just do this up and down thing right here all day. I don't care. It can stay right here all day, do up and down. The market closes below this structure point here. It closes below this breakout zone here. You know what I'm going to tell my group? I'm like, hey, y'all, if you want to add a position, add it here. Why? That's the retest. All right, why? Where are we going? Down here. This will be the next area. Now, what is that? That is 111 points. $111 move. Guess what? I just showed y'all what that can do with being the proper leverage, right? So I'm already understanding, even if it doesn't move today, that's fine. It's going to move tomorrow. It's going to move from here. It's going to retest this level here. It's going to continue there. So I would look for my next entry there. And I would just double my account again, right? And for the people who don't think this is a real thing, this is what I'm going to show you with my DoorDash challenge. This is the purpose of it, to show you it really don't take long to go from no money to having big money if you have a process, if you have a tool, if you have something to show you how to, like, if you know what you're doing, this will give you the process. It's like I've been trading for so long, like I don't even care. Like I would just tell people how to trade, like because it doesn't affect me. Once I realized that, like it doesn't affect me. In the beginning, I used to believe the hype when people was like, "No, bro, you can't show people your strategy because if you show your strategy, it's gonna get watered down. It ain't gonna work no more." That's not true. That's not true. I'm gonna just tell you right now. That's not fucking true. That's all a hoax, right? But I was new to trading, so I used to believe that. Why? Because I was listening to people who really didn't know nothing about trading. They were just saying what the hell they felt. Honestly, that's all it was. But this would just be my next trade right here. But I'm already in a position, right? So let me just draw that position back in. It was right here at 119. So 119 is right here. It's somewhere like right here. All right, my entry's like right there, right? I have a tight stop of like right here, risking like 50 bucks for this trade to play out, right? And that's just all it is to it. Target's right here. As you can see, it's a $97 move. And most people just won't wait for that, right? Like right now, I'm guaranteed to make 100 bucks in my mind. In my mind, I'm like, shit, I'm about to make $100 on a $100 account. That's 100%. And guess what? I'm gonna just do the same thing next, and then the next trade, and then the next trade, and the next trade. And I'm just keep building on it. I'm gonna keep going. But me personally, since I have these levels and I know how to use my levels, and I know how to use the software, obviously, because I designed it. But I know how to target my target point. So it's like I don't have to even worry about getting out. It's like, all right, but I need to sit in here. I needed to break out. Once it break out, I'm gonna start getting paid. And then once the day passes, they're gonna start paying me to keep holding because they got other traders believing that it's going to buy and it's not because the trend is down and it hasn't even hit the target point yet. All right, bet. So I'm just gonna keep holding. I'm gonna keep holding until I get to my take profit. And then once I get to my take profit, boom, I'll be up. Like I told y'all, like I stack some positions in here because I know how to like target positions to stack. You know what I'm saying? That's something deeper that I teach, but I got my position stacked in. So eventually it's just gonna push, hit all my positions, get all the way down to my TP, take profit on all these positions, and then I'm gonna make a bigger bag than I would have made with just this one position. But that comes from knowing how to trade. That's all it is. It's just knowing how to trade, knowing how to read levels, knowing how to figure out where the levels are, and knowing how to figure out which way the market is going. So I'm waiting on that. Like I said, market still could pull back right here. Technically, more news. The market still could pull back to this level here. If I get candle closure above here, like if I get candle closure above this level here, then I would just close my position. And then I would just re-enter, right? I would wait for it to come back up here and I would just re-enter up here, leave my stack positions down there, but then I would just have a better entry. But at the most, I would lose is like 30 bucks on this $100 account. I would let it take the little 30, boom, let it come back up here, boom, re-enter, and then I'm gonna make like 2,000 on the fall down, right? I'm already like gonna profit like 1,000 on the fall down. So I'm gonna go from like 100 to 1,000. And then once I go from 100 to 1,000, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just do the same little process I just showed you with the 0.10. Like I'm not gonna come in like, oh yeah, I got 1,000 bucks. Let me come in and put a 0.50. No, I don't need to try to make 5,000 off that first trade. I just need to make 1,000. Then once I make 1,000, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stack those in. Same way I did the other ones. That's it. So it's just knowing what to do, knowing how to be disciplined, knowing how to put your positions in, and knowing how to like set up and watch your trades. But that was like a little teaching lesson of me just showing y'all like what to look for in the market today and like how to trade it. So I call this trade live just so y'all can see it. And I'm taking y'all on this walk with me. So I'm gonna take y'all on this journey. And I feel like this is my way of being different in the trading space. It's like, yeah, we can all put a rich thing. I mean, I travel the whole world. Y'all see me travel all the time. Technically, I don't have to do anything. I can just go do what the hell I want. I own my time, right? So if I want to, that's why I'm taking the time to do this. I'm like, bro, if I had to start from zero, none of these other dudes do that. None of these other dudes will show you like if they started from absolutely zero, how would they make the money, flip the money, and like get back to the life that they already living right now. But I know that I'm that nice on the chart that I can show you exactly how I would do it. Right. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show y'all exactly how I would just take the money, flip the money, and just get back in the position that I'm already in. Right. So we're gonna let this do what it do. The real traders don't come into 945. We all know that. So at 945, I just want to see them do whatever. Like I still think they should retest this level here. Like I'm not getting out here. I just want to see them retest this level here. And if anything, it will have to close above this for me to actually close my position. All right. So that's just that. As of right now, everything is still smooth. Like I said, I want to see them spike this out and then get ready to make the move. Smart money is back at 73, so that's a good sign. They just bringing that up, so it's not oversold on the lower time frames. Sellers still have control, so not really worried about that. I just need price to, you know what I'm saying, get on trend. It's already on trend, actually. So the trend is already down. This is just them wasting time. And once you understand how to spot when they wasting time and when the market is like doing a reversal, you'll really know how to trade the markets. Hop back over here. All right. So over here on NAS, same thing, wasting time. But they sitting at a level of support. So as you can tell, sitting at this level of support. However, it's under the pressure line. So since NAS is under the pressure line, that means sellers have control. So if I am a buyer in the market, I would not be buying until the buyers take back control. So I would need a candle to close back above the pressure line like this back here for me to hop on the buy trend, because as of right now, sellers is pushing the market down and there is no buy trend to hop on. So you would just be guessing, trying to take an entry somewhere in this area. All right. So I would just hold off on that. US 30, US 30 recently right here just closed under the pressure line, as you could tell. So the sellers are applying the pressure. Down at the bottom, you can also see that the sell dot is an attack right here. So sellers have control and it's also under the pressure line. And then the smart money is just down at 22. So I wouldn't be surprised, since we're bouncing off of this sell zone right here, I wouldn't be surprised if we come all the way back down here to this level of support down here. So on US 30, I would sit back and I would wait to see what they do. And I mean, if market closed back above here, above the pressure line, and the buyers take back control, then definitely I would say it's a buy. And you can start to target these highs up here. But if they don't, I would just keep waiting, because there is a gap right here. It don't reflect on my charts. But last week the market gapped up. They never filled this gap in on US 30. So I personally will wait to see them fill this gap down here. We have a lot of structure here, so they would probably snatch out all of these guys here, or even come back down here into what they call a fair value gap, come back down here in this area, and then they will buy from down here. So if I don't see it kind of push back down here into this area or come back into the zone, I would just keep waiting, right? Because right now, there's no real buyers into the market, right? They want you to buy, but there's no buyers in the market yet. So I would just wait until the buyers either take control and we push back above this pressure line. And then once we push above this pressure line, then you can take the buy and start targeting these higher levels. But as I always tell y'all, I know how to sit on my hands, because sitting back and waiting is better than trying to force anything. So with us having support right here, holding on to support, we just need price action to cross back above. And you're going to need it at a higher time frame like the 4-hour, or down here on the 15-minute, you will need the trend to change. So as you can see right now, the trend is technically down on the 15-minute, meaning don't buy it, right? All right. So on a smaller time frame, it's saying sell. So on a larger time frame, the sellers got control. I personally would not buy it. This is nothing but just a liquidity grab. So if I had to pick an area, I would say that US 30 comes back right up here in this area right here, right about there. And then I would say that they turn it around and then they start dumping it all the way back down here somewhere. All right. So this is what I would see happening. They still on their way up there. I would see them kind of triggering that entry there and then dumping, because the buyers don't actually have control. This is nothing but just a liquidity grab. So I would sit back on the indices and wait until we get some type of confirmation, some form of change of trend. But if I don't get that, I personally would just sit back and watch. All right. So getting close to that entry now. I think it might have triggered, might have not. But yeah, that's what I would do. But I wouldn't take this counter. Like I said, me personally, I wouldn't take the counter because I'm not a counter trend trader. But anybody that is a counter trend trader, I mean, that right there technically would be your entry. And then, like I said, the target point would be down here, because the trend is down and the sellers actually have control. So I would definitely keep selling. If this trend is to change on the 15-minute, then I will be interested in taking buys, and then I'm still targeting these highs up here. All right. But as long as the trend is down, I always just check to see if my trend is down, see what's going on, and then I kind of go from there. But right now, there's no trade. Oh, I'll sneeze. There's no trade for me. No trade for me on that. All right. Silver doing a little pullback too. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of oversold, so I'm not surprised silver's doing a pullback. Silver actually made a bigger move than gold already. So gold is finally coming back and hitting that level. So that's cool on that behalf too. But as I showed you before, trend is down, stay on the sale. Close that little alert right there. Trend is down, stay on the sale. I'm not surprised that they came back to snatch these guys out because as I showed y'all on the 4 hour, we didn't do the retest yet. So I need to see them come back and hit this level, which is what is this? 136. I wouldn't be surprised if they hit it or if they kind of saved it. So either or works for me, but I'm already aware that this retest can happen, and I'm just waiting for the continuation. Now, New York doesn't take over until 10 o'clock. If you didn't know, now you know. New York takes over the whole market at 10 o'clock, and they normally start to make their own move once the 10 o'clock hit. So once 10 o'clock actually starts, um, and New York takes over the market, we'll more than likely see the move that we all waiting on. But as of right now, I think everything is just teetering, right? Everything just hanging out in their little respective areas. London's not really making a move, so just sitting back and waiting. Right? That's all we can do. All we can do is sit back and wait. Let the market give us what we need, and then once we get what we need, then we can carry on. But as of right now, there's nothing happening. It's just a very slow, drawn out process. So um, we're gonna see what it do. Hopefully, gold does, like I said, push up a little bit higher and do this retest at 136 before 10. I would prefer them to just get that out of the way. That way, I can personally confirm in my mind that we're going to just sell the rest of the week. So we would just sell, get all the way down there to that support level, and then once we hit that support level, then I think they're going to have a large pullback, right? I think gold is going to like pretty much come all the way back up here. Yeah, I think gold's going to come back up here to this level once they go ahead and just finish what they need to do down here. I need to save this level right here. Let me just draw this in. But this is definitely going to change. But we never really retested this area after we broke out. So, and they left a lot of wicks up there intentionally. Yeah, they kept spiking up and leaving wicks. So I know they're going back up there, but it won't be until after they finish what they need to do down here. So either they got to hit this area or they got to go lower. Um, the entry for the year, if I turn my key levels on real fast. Yeah, this about to say this actually should be telling me to sell too. It is. All right, there we go. That's good. I like that it's going up there and hitting that level first. All right, bet. All right, they just hit 136. That's what I wanted to see. I seen they hit 136. So we did top the level. All right, now this was also telling you to sell earlier yesterday. So you could have been selling from here and pushing down. So that's a great sign. But going to the yearly, basically what I'm looking for on gold is I'm looking for gold to come down here to this area. 320 to 119 right here. Message. Entry. All right, there we go. So I'm waiting on gold to come back here and hit this level because from down here, gold can have a strong rejection, pushing all the way back up here to this area up here. It already hit TP1 for the year. So it's not TP1. Now it's coming into the pullback and coming back to the entry. So I'm just waiting on gold to do that. That's something else that I was looking for. So that's a way that I use my key levels to spot other trades. But I want to see how that goes from there. How that goes. And then let me put this back right here. So I know that it hit my TP. I bet. All right, now everything looks good. Now everything is set up nicely. Yeah, but that's all it is. That's really all it is. It's just finding your positions, setting it up, knowing how to map out your trades, knowing how to spot your key levels, knowing how to figure out what areas to target and how to target them. So that's what I see happening. And now I just sit back and I just wait for it to happen. Like I said, and I just don't over leverage. Like the way that I flip small accounts is just being disciplined and not forcing anything, not trying to get rich overnight on a small account, and not trying to make $1 million in a day, right? But it's possible if you know what's going on and you know how to be disciplined, you know how to control yourself, you know how to wait, you know how to read your chart, you know how to figure out exactly what it is that needs to happen and what you need to see. Um, Even this next 4 hour candle can come back and retest this level right here. It can come back and retest there. So that's a possibility too. So I'm just kind of just sitting back and I'm just waiting. Like I said, there's nothing else I can do. Once you're in a trade, the best thing I ever heard is you don't get smarter. So don't psych yourself out. Don't talk yourself out of the trade. Just keep your trade in the same direction, right? Because that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people try to like get smarter, and it's like, oh, they think something changed. Like, no, all you're gonna do is make your position worse. All right. So, yeah, just keep sit back and just keep waiting. That's all I'm waiting on. I'm just waiting on those. CUS 30. Oh, look at that entry. Look how sniper of an entry that was. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. I'm nice, bro. I knew it could have went a little higher. I should have targeted that one. It's fine. Came up there, smacked that entry on US 30. And it's like an easy trade I could have took. But I can't take it on a small account, right? US 30 leverage and the way it moves is too much for a small account, right? Like technically I would have been shit. What was this? Look right there. Even with that entry, I'd have been down $87. That's a lot on a small account, right? That would have been almost half of my account. So that's why I'm not even interested in trading US 30 just yet. So y'all will see when I make the transition, right? I'll make a transition soon coming from gold over to the indices once I get the account up. But I'm gonna stay on gold until I get it over like 5,000, right? Once I get it over 5,000, then I come and play with the indices. Why? Because the indices like to move, they move a lot more, right? If I come over here in a day, like this moves a lot. If I come to the top to the bottom, the that's $500 right there. The 0.01, that's a $500 move. And then like if a day like this happens, like that's even worse. From the bottom here to the top here, that's a $1,200 move. See what I'm saying? $1,250 move. So I can't be playing around and I have $1,000 account and then I try to take a trade and then they blow my account in one trade. Nah, I can't do that. I can't afford that, right? I can't afford that when I'm trying to build an account. So you know what I do? I don't play with the indices. I just chill on the sideline, let the indices do what they do. I stay over here in my lane for a second because when you build your account, you gotta start from gold. You gotta start on one of the smaller things that don't really affect you, right? I could trade US 500. Now US 500 don't move that much. So like that big day US 30 had on US 500, it's probably like a couple $100. Look, only $200 move. I could take that. That's nothing, right? I can survive that. If something crazy was happening, I can survive that. Right here on the sell off, boom, $120, right? So I only would have made 120 selling this from the open all the way down to where it is right now, right? So this is something that I also $130, all right? So it made a $130 move. Now I can trade this and I can trade this. If you pay attention to my watch list, you can see how I got it set up. I got it from like the most effective to trade down to the least, right? So I would start off on gold, and then I would move over to silver because silver moves a little better than gold as far as price and value goes. So I don't like to jump on silver too fast either. I like to start at gold. Technically, this probably should be above there, and it should be this way. And these are probably your best two options when you're starting with a small account. Start with a small account, go gold, go US 500, right? Because they don't move that much. So you got the opportunity to be wrong, right? Now, I know a lot of y'all scared to be wrong, but this allows you to be wrong, all right? So this is your opportunity to be wrong when you trade this type of account over here, right? Now, this retest this area and I get this cross on this downtrend right here, I would definitely take this sell off from over here if I get this cross. Not right now. I'll take this sell off back down here to this low right there. Right. But as you see, like that's only 200 points. Like that's not a big move. It's only $200 move. So 0.01 will only give me 200 bucks. Right. That's why I tell y'all can trade US 500. Like people sleep on US 500. You can make a lot of money on US 500. Like the same way you can do it on these other ones. Because it don't move as much. So it don't really affect your account. And gold is the same way. Gold don't move as much, so it don't really affect your account. So when you're building, that's what you need. Can't be trying to build on these because you only get one opportunity to be wrong. Right? If I go to NAS, I go to the daily, look at that daily right here. Now say you wanted to buy NAS. I guarantee you wasn't going to sleep. If you went to sleep last night and you was buying NAS and you woke up, boom, look at that. That's $1,000 you lost right there off of 0.01. That's $1,000 move. If you right, yeah, you make 1,000. But I ain't trying to force it. Like I told y'all, I ain't trying to be right. I ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I like trading the way I trade. So over here, looking at gold on that pullback, probably gonna go a little higher. Probably gonna hit that level I said right here. Probably gonna top that 150, 150 one time. Right there. Might top that 149. But it might not. We'll see. See what it does. It's sitting at the level right now. So we didn't close above it. So that was a great sign right there. We closed back below the level. As you can see, we went above, closed below. So that's a good sign. Like I said, they might waste this day. I'm not surprised if they wasted the day. They could waste this day. But we did have to close below here. So that's the good sign right there. Now we just need the momentum in the volume to push it down. So with this pressure line, pressing down, the sell is coming. But like I told y'all, the only issue is right here, the smart money. The smart money meter is good. I know how to read this. Like that smart money meter being at a 6, it's just not a lot of room to sell. So I'm not going to be surprised if they just waste a day. Right? They can just waste time. Why? Because it's already like super sold. It's like oversold technically. Right? So I'm not surprised, like I said, if they waste a day. Like if they just waste a day and they just stay right here, I mean, shit, it's all I can do. I can just wait. But if this number right here was higher and it was around 50, oh yeah, they would have dumped this. They would have already dumped it. But this just lets me know it's probably going to be slow. They probably going to hang out in this area. But I definitely want to see them have a hard sell down, like stop Reno. And then we just kind of keep waiting and go from there. But that's my time today. It's 10 o'clock. Hopefully y'all learned something. Got to get back to doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure that I continue doing this challenge. I continue showing what's possible, and I keep remaining disciplined, and I keep calling these trades and giving y'all the plays. And hopefully y'all learn how to do this yourself. That way y'all can always have y'all money and own y'all time. So, all right, I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow in the next video at 9.